Chapter 13 of the Narrative of Sojourner Truth by Olive Gilbert and Sojourner Truth. This Librivox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Holly Jensen. Chapter 13. Isabella as a Mother. In process of time, Isabella found herself the mother of 5 children, and she rejoiced in being permitted to be the instrument of increasing the property of her oppressors. Think, dear reader, without a blush, if you can, for one moment, of a mother thus willingly, and with pride, laying her own children, the flesh of her flesh, on the altar of slavery, a sacrifice to the bloody Moloch. But we must remember that beings capable of such sacrifices are not mothers. They are only things, chattels, property. But since that time, the subject of this narrative has made some advances from a state of chattelism toward that of a woman and a mother, and she now looks back upon her thoughts and feelings there, in her state of ignorance and degradation, as one does on the dark imagery of a fitful dream. One moment it seems but a frightful illusion, again it appears a terrible reality. I would to God it were but a dreamy myth, and not, as it now stands, a horrid reality to some 3 millions of chattelized human beings. I have already alluded to her care not to teach her children to steal by her example, and she says, with groanings that cannot be written, "The Lord only knows how many times I let my children go hungry, rather than take secretly the bread I like not to ask for." All parents who annul their preceptive teachings by their daily practices would do well to profit by her example. Another proof of her master's kindness of heart is found in the following fact. If her master came into the house and found her infant crying, as she could not always attend to its wants and the commands of her mistress at the same time, he would turn to his wife with a look of reproof, and ask her why she did not see the child taken care of, saying most earnestly, "I will not hear this crying. I can't bear it, and I will not hear any child cry so. Here, Belle, take care of this child, if no more work is done for a week." And he would linger to see if his orders were obeyed and not countermanded. When Isabella went to the field to work, she used to put her infant in a basket, tying a rope to each handle, and suspending the basket to a branch of a tree, set another small child to swing it. It was thus secure from reptiles, and was easily administered to, and even lulled to sleep, by a child too young for other labors. I was quite struck with the ingenuity of such a baby tender, as I have sometimes been with the swinging hammock the native mother prepares for her sick infant, apparently so much easier than aught we have in our more civilized homes. Easier for the child, because it gets the motion without the least jar, and easier for the nurse, because the hammock is strung so high as to supersede the necessity of stooping. End of chapter 13. Recording by Holly Jensen.